Come on in, Lou.
Mr. Digglepuss. Mr. Digglepuss! Oh, I think he's afraid of my shadow. Why you be like me? I'm brave because I fear nothing when I am in the right. Whoever pushes me around will find me full of fight. I fear nothing when I do nothing wrong, and so I toddle on my way and sing a merry song.
Ha! What up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Whoa. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I think I told you guys on the last video, I got a new camera. This thing is so jazzy, man. I'm trying to figure out all the things that it does. So every now and then, this thing wants to zoom in, zoom out, go this way, go that way. And you know, I'm very animated. So I have to learn how to sit still until I learn how to stop this thing from doing what it wants to do. But anyway, guys, you know, it's funny because you see, like right there, right there. This is funky. All right, standing still. I had this thought a while ago, and the thought was, this is distracting to myself. Ugh. But anyway, guys, so I had this thought, right? And I was thinking to myself, everybody is tired, right? Everyone is tired of DEI and affirmative action and things like that. But it just occurs to me, like these things, like being against these things goes with the assumption that there's no discrimination in hiring practices anymore. Like that's something in the past. Like right now, all that matters is your merit. That's all you should be getting hired for. The color of your skin shouldn't matter at all, right? That's what we say. That's the assumption that we make, that we have overcome. There's no need for affirmative action anymore. There's no need for DEI anymore. Everyone should be on a level playing field. Well, that sounds just spiffy, but you know what I thought? Go with me with this. Hear me out. That's all well and good, except for this thing that everyone is signed on for now, which is called Black fatigue. Everyone talks about Black fatigue now. So my thing is, how does this work? If Black fatigue is now a thing, then you don't think that would creep in to hiring practices? If everybody is just tired of Black people. Now, we say that we're tired of Black people. It's Black fatigue. We're not talking about whether or not they're qualified or anything like that. No, we're just tired of them. Straight across the board. So now that we've established that Black fatigue is a thing, doesn't that refresh the need for affirmative action and for programs that prevent the discrimination of employers when it comes to hiring? It's weird, isn't it? How we go in circles, how we have ended up creating a need for these programs that we pushed so hard to abolish. That is weird, bro. That's just a thought that I had. Not even what the video is about. But let me talk about what the video is about, because this is actually a very serious topic. And it's one that points out the hypocrisy, the BS of the masses. And I want to talk about this, guys. You might have heard this story of a 5-year-old girl who was attacked. She was attacked, and it's not by who you might think it was by, right? And I want to highlight this story because it is tragic. And I want to see if we can somehow get to the bottom of what's going on here. All right. So let's see if I can bring this up. Bear with a brother. Okay. Let's see. No, it's funky because it's telling me. Why has it got me downloading stuff? I don't know. But bear with me, guys. All right. Because I'm doing this all in real time. It's weird. It's so weird. All right, but here we go. Let's see if I can bring this up. All right, now I want you to pay attention to this story, guys. I know, kind of got a little bit sidetracked here, but I am trying to figure this out in real time. All right, so listen to the story. It's a terrible story, but I want you guys to hear it.
I literally saw the worst thing ever. Like, I saw my daughter unrecognizable.
What happened to Antavia Kinnebrew's daughter is something most people will have a hard time understanding. She says her bubbly, sweet 5-year-old daughter was beaten and assaulted. This picture showing hair ripped out of her scalp. Police revealing startling details. The victims and suspects are under the age of 10 years old.
Okay, did you guys hear that? The victim, of course, is 5 years old. The suspects who are suspected of attacking this little girl, ripping the hair from her scalp, they're under 10 years old. Under 10 years old, guys. These are our children. What is going on? Let's finish the story.
This is shocking news to the 21-year-old mom.
I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Kinnebrew's mother held her hand as she wept. She tells me out of safety, she does not want to share her daughter's name or show her face, but she explains what happened that day. She tells me on September 13th, she had dropped her daughter off at a family member's home near East 145th Street and St. Clair Avenue. Somehow, her baby girl walked out the front door. When Kinnebrew found out, she rushed over and saw her 5-year-old being treated by EMS several blocks over.
Her hair was scalped from her head. She had bruises and blood all over her body. Her eyes was filled with blood. Her lips and mouth was filled with blood. Her nails had dirt, debris of dirt stuck in it. I literally saw it.
Bro, how do kids do this? We're talking about children under the age of 10 in single digits, still in elementary school. Bro, people talk to me like when I like to talk about how I say that the Black community has got problems. We have developmental problems. I believe a lot of us have some type of post-traumatic stress from the things that go on in our neighborhoods and things like that. Whenever I try to put the spotlight on what's going on in the Black community and how there's a state of emergency, people like to push back by saying, and they like to deflect by saying that there are a lot of Black people who are doing great. There are a lot of Black people who are doing well. Why are you airing dirty laundry? Why are you making it out to be that Black people are so bad off, Mark? They say. We're not that bad off. There's plenty of Black people who are doing great, they say. You don't have to tell me that. I feel like I'm doing pretty well myself. But you know what I always respond? I always say this. It's like if you go to the doctor and they tell you they found cancer in one finger on your hand. One finger on your hand is showing a sign of a tumor, or cancer, or something like that. And your response is, why are you telling me about one finger? I got 4 other fingers, 9 other fingers if you count both hands, and they're all doing well. They're doing well. That's just one finger. Don't tell me about that one finger. The rest of us are doing fine. But the thing about it is, with cancer or illness, there's always the possibility that there will be spread. So there'll be infection, there'll be contamination. So it behooves you to look at the illness in one section of the body so that you might spare other sections of the body from being contaminated or infected. In the same way, I look at the Black community, not just of concern to Black people, but to the larger community as well. I mean, you see everyone is talking about this now. What's going on with the Black community? Why are we so disproportionate when it comes to violent acts, when it comes to crime, when it comes to underperforming in school? What's going on with the Blacks, people ask. So there's that camera again. This is dramatic. Let me continue. Let me not get distracted by this. I'll figure it out, guys, just not right now. So the point is that we have to figure this out for ourselves, guys, because you got people who are more than willing to make this whole thing about an impending race war. Something's got to be done about the Blacks. You got a little girl who's been brutalized, who has been traumatized, and no one talks about this. A few weeks ago, maybe a month or maybe more, we were talking about poor Irina Zarutska, the young lady in South Carolina on the rail who was brutally killed by a savage, a monster, an evil man. I don't even want to call him a man, just a monster. And rightfully, everyone was outraged about that. But what really frustrates me is that we stay in this pocket of, oh, it's about race. You know, look at the black people, look at the black people, look at the black people, as if white people don't commit crimes at all. Now, I'm not talking about proportionately. I'm not talking about per capita, because I've already said on other videos that when white people catch a cold, black people get pneumonia. That's just the way it is. It seems like whatever the societal ill is, black people get it worse. And I think it's because we have very low self-esteem. We have very low self-awareness, you know, so we don't really love each other and take care of each other the way that we should. We don't even pretend to, because like I said, a lot of us are in a state of denial about how bad off we are. But the rest of society, they don't have the burden that we have, the challenge that we have of trying to figure out what's going on, to have some real talk. Why would children under the age of 10 do this to a 5-year-old? Nobody else is talking about this like they were talking about Irina Zarutska. Now, I know Irina Zarutska died tragically. This little girl, while she didn't die, she has been traumatized. She's been brutalized. She's been mutilated. You know what I mean? And this kind of thing happens all the time, unfortunately. And you might say, well, you know, that's black people being monsters. No, that's human beings, man. You got to see past this race thing. That's what I'm talking about, right? Because we have this other story, right, that I want to show you guys. And this one, I actually just saw on the news this morning, right? Let me see if I can bring this one up, okay? All right, let me just read this for you. Philadelphia progressive DA Larry Krasner previously dropped kidnapping charges against a career criminal with a criminal history who got out on $25,000 bail, on $20,000 bail. Well, he just kidnapped another woman whose remains were just found. Krasner even admitted he could have done more to prosecute this criminal. No kidding. How about not letting violent criminals go free? Krasner's election is this November. We don't have to live like this, okay? Now, this just happened. I just saw this on the news. This young lady here was kidnapped and she was killed, allegedly, by the man that we see here, the monster that we see here, okay? I wish I could bring up her name. Forgive me. I'll probably put it in the pinned comment below. All right, but the point is that nobody talks about this. I don't know why. I guess we feel like when them people are killed by them people, well, it's not really outrageous. You know, you're not going to have Matt Walsh, Mr. Am I Racist, low key talking about a race war over this. You're not going to have what's his name, Steven Crowder, going into a barbershop telling people that young white guys are getting tired of you people. There might be a race war. You guys need to understand it's a race war. Listen, the same situation that happened to Irina Zarutska happened to this young lady here. It's a failed criminal justice system, okay? You're so busy wanting black people to pick up the tab on this, but you're not seeing two things. Number one, it's a terrible criminal justice system. Number two, it's the media. All of these things, so both of these things converge to make people tired of each other. Like I said, we talk about black fatigue. You know, we talk about all of these things. But this criminal justice system, I am convinced, you've heard me talk about this before, I'm convinced that this is part of a psyop. I think they want people to have black fatigue. I think that these things are run by the American Society of Magical Liberals, the Dixiecrats, who were never on the side of black people. And so they're doing a little bit of reverse psychology, right? They're letting these criminals, these black, so-called black criminals, out onto the streets to run wild, to victimize people, to terrorize people, so that people can say they are tired of black people. They do have black fatigue. They want it back to the good old days. So they use this and they put this in everybody's faces so that everybody is outraged. What are we going to do about these black people? Steven Crowder goes into the so-called lion's den to talk to these black guys. Don't these black guys look stupid? Don't they look ignorant? Don't black people look so damn annoying, insufferable? Aren't we sick of these black people? Don't we have black fatigue? In the meantime, it's these people who are doing this, and they're making it dangerous for all of us. Because, like I said, everything just keeps going around and around, and we were getting past this not that long ago. Doesn't anyone see that? Doesn't anyone see how far backwards we've gone in the last, 10, 15, maybe 20 years? Trust me, young people out there, it wasn't like this. They had to try to make it like this. And this is where we are. Anyway, guys, I know this camera's going wild, but I just wanted to point this out to you guys because it's funny how you don't hear anything when you see dead black people killed by black people. Admittedly, black people are fucked up. You don't see me having that argument here. I freely admit that the black community is in a state of emergency. We need men to step up, guys. We just had the 30th anniversary of the Million Man March, October 16th, 1995. A lot of people like to write that off. They like to call it a failure. When black men stood up and said, we want to take account for what goes on in our neighborhoods, and it became a big joke. Guys, we could use a little bit of support. People wonder why it seems like it's a failure. It's because nobody wants to remember it. Nobody wants to build upon it. But this is what fuels me in my channel. You know, this is what fuels what I do. Long live the spirit of the Million Man March. I believe in that spirit of accountability. It's not dead. It is not a failure. You know, I just think that we need to value one another, because the same way that you don't see Steven Crowder and Matt Walsh talking about stuff like this, you don't see where the black leaders at. Where's Benjamin Crumb? Where's that guy who always is running around? Every time a black person gets killed by a white person, here's attorney at law, Benjamin Crumb. Where's he at when it comes to things like this? Huh? Where's Barack Obama when he's so busy telling us that we need gay friends? Where are they? Nobody cares. And that's the funny thing about it. You know, that's where the PSYOP comes in, because every time you watch a TV show or a movie in pop culture these days, see where it all connects? Everyone says, I want to see myself. I want to see myself. I want representation. In the meantime, our sense of empathy gets less and less and less, because we can't relate to character anymore. All we can relate to is what we see. And as long as that person who's suffering, that person who's been victimized, attacked, brutalized, killed, as long as it looks like them people, oh, nobody cares. You know, back to the race war. It doesn't matter that America is sick. It doesn't matter that white people are sick and that black people are damn near terminal. No, we're just going to keep on dancing this dance. And I'll tell you what, if we ever do get, that's wild. If we ever do get this race war that everyone likes to talk about, all that will mean is that America failed, because America wasn't supposed to be about races killing each other, races fighting each other. America is supposed to be about all men are created equal. All people are created equal. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about a melting pot. It's supposed to be about community. Things that we began to understand. I'm not saying that we didn't have our challenges and our problems and things like that, but there's definitely been a concentrated effort to destroy that progress that was being made. Make no doubt about that. All right, guys, I've gone on long enough, and I got to figure out what's going on with this camera. I think it's so funky. Come on, let's do it. Let's dance. Where are you? Come on. Don't act like you don't know. Come on. There you go. Oh, that's my boy. Anyway, guys, just having a little bit of fun. I hope that you understand what I was saying. Thank you guys for putting up with me. I will catch you on the next one. Get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. I will catch you later. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.